we making today?
Birthday cake.
A birthday cake. Whose birthday is it?
Peter!
Peter!
He's 5 years old now.
Yep, he's
How
turning
many
5.
Dad?
You show us.
A whole hand of hands. That's many.
So it's Peter's birthday today, and we're going to be doing, he wants a chocolate birthday cake. So we're going to do our cake recipe. We use one kind of like a base cake recipe, and then we add whatever flavoring we would like to it. Today we'll be doing chocolate for him, but we also use this recipe and add blueberries, strawberries, any of those type things for muffins. You can even do pumpkin and chocolate chip. We've done chocolate chip and nuts. You can add all sorts of different things to the recipe for muffins, and it tastes really good too. We've got 5 eggs cracked in here. We're going to add 1 2/3 cup of sugar.
Need to be wet.
Yeah. All right, you want to add that one for us? And how much flour do we need, Lizzie?
We need 2 1/4 cup.
2 1/4 cup.
Ah.
So 2 1/4 cups of flour.
Can Peter do?
Yeah. You want to pour it in for us, Peter?
And I do next.
You just did the last one. Ooh, hold it closer to the bowl, okay?
What?
So that's 1.
I did that one.
You did the last one. We're going to let Peter do this one, and then we're going to move down to Ginny and Lizzie. 2. Good job. And then we just need 1/4 cup.
Can I do that one?
You just did the first one.
I didn't do any flour.
I know you didn't do any flour.
Peter didn't do any sugar.
All right, so here we go. Well, wait a second. That's still a little too much. You already got a turn. It's his turn to do the next thing. Good job. So 2 1/4 cups of flour. All right, so 3 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder. What's next, Lizzie?
1 teaspoon of salt.
You're right, 1 teaspoon of salt. Jenny, you gonna do the salt for us? You can do 2 of those. Yeah, that's 1/2 teaspoon. Oh. And you can do this one heaping a little bit since that other one was a little short. There you go. Good job. And next is vanilla. We've got homemade vanilla, but you can use store-bought as well. And we just need a teaspoon of that. And I'm just going to pour it to estimate it. It's just 1 teaspoon, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is that, Dot?
It is vanilla.
What does it taste like?
It tastes just like the store-bought stuff.
I remember when you were making. We got yuck.
All right, and next is 1 1/4 cups of milk. Lizzie, would you like to do the milk? All right, so here's your 1 cup. Okay, let's hold this down here so it's out of the way.
I just burped my head out.
All right, excuse me, Ginny Bug, sorry.
Are you eating all that milk?
Mm-mm. Nope. So 1 1/4.
1 1/4.
All right, and then we've got 2/3 cup of shortening. It kind of drops down in there, doesn't it? All right.
It ruined the mountain and turned it into a cliff.
We're going to mix this in our stand mixer, and you want to mix it for about 30 seconds and then scrape your bowl really good and then mix it for 3 minutes. It's really important if you're doing it as a gluten-free cake because it needs that extra beating to help it rise.
Why yellow?
Because has the eggs. The egg yolk makes it turn that color.
1 meter on their chocolate cake.
Yeah, we're gonna add the chocolate stuff in just a minute. Alright.
But him willing their chocolate cake.
He really would like a chocolate cake, right? No.
No!
Don't do that, Peter.
This is where you pour it.
Alright, so we've mixed our batter here for about 3 minutes. We've got our melted chocolate chips and our cocoa powder to add. We're going to add half a cup of cocoa powder.
Dump.
Yep, dump that in.
Yep. Hey, look, it's making.
And then we're going to add our melted chocolate chips. It's cooled down enough I can touch it now. And as you can see, there might be a couple that aren't quite all the way melted, but that will be all right.
Plump, plump, plumpty plump. How long do our cake had to took?
How long does the cake have to cook?
Yeah, about 30 minutes.
All right, and we will mix that up.
Why or 1?
Because the cocoa powder gets really dusty. If we did it higher than 1, it would get extra dusty really quick.
Oh, it's already getting dusty.
It is, isn't it?
Yes. No.
Thank you.
Oh.
All right, that should be more than enough.
Oh.
Boys, please stop. All right, so let's finish mixing this.
Can we put it on 2?
I just put it on 2, didn't I?
Oh, but it's not that I already put. I think
Because the batter is really thick.
Guys, get at the bottom. Look at it. Whoa, it's so dark already. If you put your hand on this, it shakes it a little.
Yeah, don't shake it, please.
No, the thing shakes our hand. See?
Oop, there we go.
Wow!
So that is nice and mixed. We're going to switch this over, just split it in half into some greased round pans here. You can also use 9x13. 2 8 or 9 inch round pans do well too. They'll do cupcakes as well. It's not 24 exactly, but it really depends on how full you make it.
Yay! Dipped it in there. Steak.
So we've got our batter in here and have spread it out nice and even. It's a really thick batter. Gluten-free stuff just is that way. So we're going to go ahead and bake this. It'll take about 23 to 28 minutes, somewhere in there. About 25 is basically where it's at. You'll just want to stick a toothpick in, make sure it comes out nice and clean, and it'll be all done. So our cakes have come out. They're really hot. We cut the top off to make them pretty flat and have flipped them over just to let them cool. We've also got out our butter so it can start getting to room temperature. And we've washed some strawberries to put on top because Peter has decided he wants strawberries on top of it. So we'll give this a little bit of time to cool off, those time to dry off, and this time to warm up to room temperature, and then we'll get our icing started. Strawberries, they're fully dry now, so we're going to cover them in chocolate. We're going to do that before we do the icing just so they can cool down and be ready to put in the cake a little bit sooner. We just melted chocolate chips. You can do like the milk chocolate. And then we're just going to dip them in here and set them on a mat to dry. They look good, Jenny?
Yeah. Can I help?
Mm-hmm. You want to come sit right here beside me? And I can let you dip one in too.
Yay. I hope I don't get too much chocolate on it. Because I've never dipped a strawberry before.
Well, I'll show you how to. Alright, do you want to pick out which strawberry you want to do?
This one, because it's weird at the bottom.
Alright, so you want to hold it by the greens. Yep. To kind of get the greens together. There you go. That's okay. That's alright. And then dip it on its side a little bit. And just turn it back and forth. There you go. Very good. Perfect. Ooh, here, do you want me to help? There we go. And then lay it down on there. Perfect job, Jenny.
There, 3 around.
Do you want to do another one? All right.
I need this
here.
one.
All right.
I'm gonna try to do the big one, so I'm doing this one.
That's all right. Good job. That looks perfect. Sorry.
Are we gonna put them in the fridge?
We probably will put them in the fridge to get them to cool off a little bit quicker.
Because Daddy's gonna be home soon.
Well, he's got a couple more hours and he'll be home. There you go. That looks really good. You're doing really good at this. All right, so our butter is at room temperature, which is really important, especially for buttercream frostings. If it's too hard, it's not going to really mix with the milk and powdered sugar and that type of stuff very well. And if it's too warm, as in like if you heat it up in the microwave, it'll be too melty to really get a good texture to it. So we're gonna add half a cup of butter, or 1 stick, about 3 to 4 tablespoons of milk. I prefer the whole milk, but the store was out, so we're going with 2 today. And you can always add a little bit more milk as you're going. You can never take it away though, so just be careful not to add too much to start with. And we're going to do about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Just a pinch of salt here. And again, you don't need a whole lot, but a little bit goes a long ways. And then 1 pound of confectionery or powdered sugar. And what we'll do is we'll add about half the bag first to get that mixed in with everything else. Once it's mixed a little bit, we'll add the rest. You can see that's about half. All right. We'll want to speed it up a little. What's in the middle there will come out of those whisks. So we're just going to let it whisk for a couple minutes here until it gets nice and airy. Peter wanted strawberry icing, so we're going to add some strawberry jam to it. It's nice and done, so we're going to go ahead and start icing our cake. So after icing it, I mixed up a little ganache. It's basically heavy whipping cream with some chocolate in it. And did a little bit more icing, just some plain white icing, and added some nuts to it. So Peter's pretty excited. He can't wait.